Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mitch. Good Monday evening to you all. Hope you guys had a great day. Had an awesome Christmas. If you're just tuning in and haven't tuned in since yesterday, I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas. And we're moving forward, getting a little bit closer to that new year. And really, in this video, we're really just going to discuss kind of what's going on right now. We'll take a peek into how the weather is going to warm up. We're going to finally let loose of this Arctic air mass that has really had a big time grip on a lot of the country, the central and eastern U.S. And really, the longevity to this air mass has really been quite impressive. It got very cold in my house again last night. Hit 16 degrees. You know, it's wild. We went a couple winters there in a row here in my neck of the woods here in central South Carolina where it didn't even make it into the teens at all during the winter. And we only hit 19 as our lowest temperature last winter. We already hit 11 this year, hit 20, and hit 16. So it's been an impressive start to winter. So we'll gradually tomorrow begin to shift on what's next. This is just the beginning of winter. A lot of people are throwing out oh man, are we just did we just get all of our winter in one weekend or something? No. If you guys remember, at this time frame leading up to New Year's last year was very warm, and there was some kind of upset people that we were just going to have a really boring winter again, but then we ended up having like 3 weekends in a row where it got very active, if you guys remember, in January. So winter is certainly not over, but we're going to talk about what's going on. We've definitely had an overachiever today in certain areas. Certain areas of northern Mississippi has picked up an inch or two of snow, and Nashville's picked up a good little bit of snow. We'll talk about that here in this video. First off, I don't do this very often, but I want you guys to definitely follow along my guy Gerald down here, Gerald Mingle, maybe I pronounced his last name wrong, but hit him up, subscribe to his channel. All you gotta do is go to the front page of my channel, and he's in my featured channels down here. He's a great guy. He's going to be on TV one day. He's going to school at UNC Charlotte to become a meteorologist, and he's trying to get his YouTube channel kickstarted. Only 136 subscribers, so show him some love. Subscribe to his channel. He makes videos every single day just like I do. And he's a great young guy. I believe he's 18, 19 years old. And I think you'll see him on TV one day. He definitely is a great personality. I've met him in person. Certainly show him some love. Subscribe to his channel. I don't do that very often, but, a lot of people didn't do that for me. It was a grind to get to 1,000 subscribers. It took me 11 and a half months. So I like to try to show the love when I have the platform to do it. So definitely hit his channel up, subscribe to it. But let's get rolling. If you guys have not subscribed, definitely consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. And if you guys got anything that I can pray about, please put it in the comments below, as always. Winter weather advisories for northern Alabama. This is new from what we talked about this morning, and a couple winter weather advisories also in Tennessee. In Nashville, Tennessee picked up a couple inches of snow. I've heard most of it's melted already. It's just kind of a weird system where, it's not like you got an overrunning system where this is like a large 12 to 24 hour storm. It's like a few hours and then it's on out of here. But one area that has really overachieved is northern Mississippi. It's pretty wild. I think some certain areas picked up an inch or two of snow. It was kind of one of these events, and I say one of these events like it's already passed. It's ongoing right now, that it's overachieved. I really think this is due, in fact, to these cold surface temperatures. Roads quickly got covered as soon as the snow picked up. And, let's take a look at what is going on right now. First off, we'll look at the radar out of Little Rock. There's a lot of radars down this afternoon throughout this mid-south and southeast. So the coverage on the storm is very hit or miss. One big radar that would have been awesome to have in this event is Huntsville, and they're down, so we don't have the best view on this storm. But I just saw a video out of Randolph County, I believe, in Arkansas, where, there was a nice dusting of snow. We really weren't expecting much snow in this area of Arkansas. It's snowing in St. Louis still. Columbia, Missouri reporting snow. And if we go on and move it a little bit further west, we'll go all the way to just Nashville, the Nashville radar. Most of the snow that fell in Nashville fell this morning, but just south of Nashville, it's still snowing in the plateau of Tennessee. And you got a nice burst of snow moving through Knoxville right now. It's coating the ground, coating the roadways. Huntsville, Alabama has seen snow. Just south of Huntsville, I saw a video where it was coating on everything. So, it's certainly materializing, and the National Weather Service was definitely conservative with this event. It's starting to move into areas of further eastern, if I said western Tennessee area, western Tennessee earlier, my bad, I meant to say eastern Tennessee. But this is moving into eastern Tennessee. We'll look at Knoxville. I'm doing all this on the fly, guys. And this is as of course, 5:17 Eastern time. It is Nashville's winning from this event. There is a burst of snow that's been ongoing in Knoxville. I meant to say Knoxville for a while now. And it's coating roadways. Please let me know what you're seeing in this area. The snow's reaching the ground for most folks. But that's the big story with this is having a trouble reaching the ground for some folks. But, you look in Atlanta, and this is the last area we'll look at. And, you're reporting a little bit of snow in North Georgia. So this is actually hitting the ground. There is a report just north or northeast of Atlanta that reported rain to snow mix. So we'll have to see how this continues to reach the surface in these areas due to dry air, things like that for sure. And as we're moving forward here, we're got to see how this is going to behave as we reach like the Greenville-Spartanburg area, things like that. Because I mentioned that, these sections could certainly see some flurries tonight. The 85 corridor right into this area, the HRRR model keeps picking up on some flurries. Will they reach the ground? That's a big question, but this is a now thing, guys. And really, like I said, this is going to evolve into the overnight hours and maybe into tomorrow morning. You might have some flurries in North Carolina. And then after that, it's over. And then we start to warm up. But, you look in the Mid-South right now, what's going on, and I can tell you, no short-range models are doing great with this setup whatsoever. So I can show you these short-range models until the cows come home, and this is valid as of 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's not even 6 right now. It's just 20 after 5. And this is where it's showing the snow's going to be here in about another hour or hour and a half. And then it's going to hit the mountains of North Carolina and Tennessee. And then this is where North Georgia, especially Northeast Georgia, can get into a little action. Do we get some flurries in Atlanta around 11 p.m. tonight? Some flurry light snow action into northwest South Carolina, Spartanburg, Greenville area. And then, what happens in and around the Atlanta area around midnight to 1 a.m. tonight? Do we have some flurry action, light snow action? We could. But it's going to have a hard time reaching the surface, and I'm about to tell you why here in a second. But as we're moving forward here, most of it dissipates, but we could wake up tomorrow morning with some flurries around. We certainly could in areas of central Georgia, central South Carolina, North Carolina. I would not be surprised if we wake up tomorrow morning with some flurries flying around whatsoever. Snowfall accumulations between now and the rest of this event. This doesn't mean much because certain areas could get a burst of snow and pick up a half an inch of snow. But this is saying how much snow could happen in North Georgia, maybe a dusting, maybe a half inch to maybe an inch in areas of eastern Tennessee. But we'll see how this materializes. It's snowing also in the Ohio Valley, but it's really light. But if you actually look back at the radar here, there is a ton of reports in the Ohio Valley of snow up here. So it's still snowing in areas of southern Illinois. Thank y'all for all y'all's reports in Illinois and Indiana, where you guys picked up an inch or two of snow, just depending on where you are. But the big killer with this tonight is look at the dew points in Tennessee. It's in the 30s, 20s. You can tell it's not as much dry air. The atmosphere is moistened up. These are not temperatures. These are dew points. But look at the dew points in the single digits in Atlanta, to Greenville, Spartanburg, to Charlotte, to Raleigh. So there's even some dew points below zero in areas of Georgia. So what I'm saying is there is very, very dry air in all levels of the atmosphere. So even if we can get some light returns to kind of get into North Georgia, South Carolina, it's going to have to fight off a lot of dry air. We call it virga. It's when you kind of look up in the sky and it looks like you have just kind of lines in the sky coming from the clouds. That's actually precipitation up in the clouds. Almost looks like a rain shaft, but it's evaporating and drying up before it actually hits the surface. And sometimes you can have snow virga. It happens, and obviously this is going to be going on overnight, so it's going to be hard to see, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of virga around in the Carolinas and areas of Georgia as we're waking up tomorrow on your way home, way to work, or whatever you may be doing. But we'll see how this goes. But a lot of folks, if these flurries make it into the Carolinas and maybe deeper into Georgia, a lot of folks are going to be asleep. They're not even going to know it's going to be happening. But you never know. You never know What could happen? You could get a light dusting, even in areas of upstate South Carolina. It could certainly happen. I'm definitely not saying it couldn't. But temperatures tonight will be cold enough for snow all the way to North Florida. Not saying it is going to snow in North Florida, but another cold night. But you're certainly starting to moderate. It's not as terrible temperature-wise as far as really cold air. You'll notice it'll be much warmer when you wake up tomorrow morning, but you'll notice it also will still be very cold. Our pattern is about to shift, and there's a lot of kind of talk on a big New Year's storm and severe weather event right after New Year's. But you notice we're still at the 26th of December. We still got several days before we even know what's going to happen. So we'll start to, just like we slowly started to talk about the system just before Christmas, we'll start to slowly talk about this system coming. Could be winter weather for certain areas, and it could be a wintertime severe weather event for certain areas. So we'll talk about it. But as you can tell, we start to warm up as we get into the 28th to the 29th, and then we start to get to the 30th, and then above average temperatures begin to dominate the central to eastern U.S. Any snowpack begins to melt. You finally start to unthaw in Buffalo, where I think there's been 20 or 30 deaths from people just, I think there's people who've died just from shoveling snow. It's been bad. People frozen in their cars. It's an awful situation up there. It really is. But, as we're getting into the new year, you're going to be ringing in the new year above average temperatures. We did the same thing last year. But still, we'll continue. And, we start to get about a week out into about the second or third time frame above average temperatures still. And this is the ensembles of the GFS. But, maybe as we start to get to about day 12, day 13, maybe we start to break the warm pattern. But I think we stay warm all the way through, maybe, or warm to at least around average temperatures, all the way through maybe about the 10th of January. And then I think around we get to the kind of the January 10th time frame, something could begin to shift back to more of a winter pattern. But it's just how it is. It's, that winter's not over. Winter is not over, guys. But that's all I got, guys. Hope you folks see a little bit of snow tonight. You want to see it, enjoy it, because the pattern's about to flip. So you warm weather fans, you're certainly about to like the pattern we're about to go to. Even I'm going to like it. I'm ready to go outside. I got a lot of leaves I got to bag up, and I'm going to use the time I have off around New Year's to certainly do that. But that's all I got, guys. I'll give you an update in the morning. God bless all y'all, and talk to you soon.